Thank you, Anwar. Okay, so guys, we are officially live. Today's personal development, I will go through basically overthinking and jealousy. But I do got a question in the chat before I'm jumping into the big subject. And the question is, what is leap of faith? What is the meaning behind it? So in my mind, and like I'm talking about perspective here, guys. Like I'm speaking about my own perspective of how I look to different things, or how I read about different things, or how I add different things together, right? So a leap of faith for me could be several things, right? But it's a leap you do. It's a big step you do outside of your comfort zone in a direction of not knowing what's going to happen, right? So you're doing something without knowing the results. You're believing in something without actually knowing with a guarantee that it is like it is. Do you understand me? So let's make it easier. Let's say I'm going into Christianity, I'm going into Islam, I'm going into any kind of religion, right? And I may be, let's say Christianity, I don't really believe, for an example, now I'm just speaking hypothetically, and I don't believe some kind of thing they said in the Bible, because it's my monkey mind. When we've spoken about the monkey mind before, right? You've heard me speak about the monkey mind. The monkey mind is our ego. It's our humanitarian brain that tells us that, okay, I don't have statistics on this. I don't have any science on this. So if I don't have any science, I can't really believe it. If you can't prove this to me, it's not true. But that is not true. Just because I can't prove something to you doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because a laboratory or a scientist can't explain the law of attraction, it still works. Just because we have proven that we got energy fields around us, or we are energy, we are some kind of magnetic field, just using all this kind of energy flowing around, we can't really, with science right now, get where that energy comes from. That's why the religions are still active. That's why beliefs are still there. Because if somebody could, with science, tell you that the energy you have around you is a source combined with these atoms, combined with these and this and that, and put them together, and it comes from this. If somebody could tell you that, religion would disappear, right? Because in every single beautiful religion, we have something that adds up. What is that? All of them speak about a higher purpose and a higher source. Isn't that true? Every single religion speak about gods. They speak about you speaking to a God, and that God then provides or help you or guide you in a direction. If we look at it in a law of attraction way, we see that a leap of faith, like instead of me speaking to a God or naming my God for something, you could also speak to McDonald's. You could also speak to Warren Buffett. You could also speak to Kimmy, or you could speak to Mother Nature, or you could speak to the universe. But it's the belief that you have on this actually working. Because let me ask you something. How come that we got mosques all over the world with several hundreds of people inside of them, and they are praying for a child on the stage that are sick or whatever, and that child gets cured on the spot? A miracle just happened. Believe it or not, this is what's happening around the world. Then we go to Africa, we go to other places where the Christian people also have their ceremonies, where there are thousands of people making one simple mantra, praying to the God together and asking for something. They get blind people start to see, deaf people start to hear. You can see this in religions, and this miracle actually happens. But now, how come every single religion have miracles? If Christianity is the only religion, and then we got Islam is the only religion, and then Hindu or Buddhism is the only religion for them, and they say all of the other gods are false, all of the other religions are false, how come all of them have miracles? Do you feel me? How come all of these religions have miracles? I will tell you why. What I believe. Because when you fill up a stadium with so many people that take a leap of faith and don't question their faith, and everybody believing in the same single thing. They are all attracting one simple thing. And in the Bible, it says, I'm not Christian, I'm not any religion in that kind of matter, but yes, but still no, it's kind of fucked up in my mind. I'm everything. I am God, and I'm everything, and I'm the universe as well. So basically, if we combine this now, and we look into what I'm speaking about, is that if every religion can make a miracle, and the only thing they have like they have what is it in English? Gemensamt? Hjälp mig. Vad är gemensamt på common? Yeah, right. Every religion has something in common. When the miracle is happening, it is when they are together and praying for one simple thing. When all of our energies get aligned together and focus on one simple task, we can easier attract that. Do you now understand what I mean? That's their leap of faith. And my leap of faith is to write in this book every single day. And I have the pictures that I'm painting. Like I painted this one. It's the Om. It's the same that I have on my neck, right? So I have all of this. And when you write in this, and then I'm going down and I'm writing the date and I'm doing my affirmations, right? And then we keep on going, and I'm speaking about the things that happened in my life. And this was actually when I met Malu, when I met her, and I wrote it in the book. And then we keep on going, and then I'm always speaking about how happy and grateful I am, and I'm speaking about my affirmations, and I'm speaking about the things that I want to accomplish, right? And also the things that I'm grateful for. So that is my leap of faith. So a leap of faith is what you decided to be by you taking a decision and not question it. And you don't need to get the answer proven to you. Do you understand where I am? So now, yeah, like Leah just sent me a message. She's like, same with the negativity happening these days. And it's so true. Now, when we all have a big source of energy and everybody's thinking about, oh, COVID, oh no, everything is happening or everything is so negative, everybody start to attract the negative vibrations, which will combine in several thousands of compounded actions or thoughts put together, compounded, creates a negative or a positive result. As I've said to you before, and this is very impressive, or it's cool for me to look at, because listen to this. Let's take, now we have a grass of lawn, like a lawn grass of lawn. Yeah, a lawn with grass. On this lawn, you have also flowers in some places, right? Let's say now you pour water to this lawn. It starts to rain, whatever, you pour water to it. What will grow first, the grass or the flowers? Answer in the chat. What do you think? The grass or the flowers? What will, if I have a grass of lawn and I have a few flowers and it starts to rain, what will grow first? The flowers or the grass? It's both, guys. It is both. Both of the flowers and the grass and everything below the water will get nurtured by the water. And the water in this form is a metaphor for the energy that you have. The water can't choose if they are going to nurture the flowers or the grass. And that's your energy. If you, all your energy can't choose if I'm going to think in a positive or a negative direction, or what we will basically believe in or nurture. But what's happening is, when we believe in something and we're trying to nurture that thought, you choose if you are going to give energy to a negative cause or a positive cause. Do you understand? So you are always the one in the control to even choose if I'm going to nurture my negative side or my positive side. And that's all come from you. So guys, I hope you understood that the lawn, the water is a metaphor for your energy. So be careful where your energy flows, right? So where focus goes, energy flows. So where you guys are focusing, where you start to focus on the negativity, you nurture the negative parts. But if you start to nurture the positive and start to focus on the positive, you start to nurturing that. Do you feel me? So now, what I do want to bring up to you is the two topics that I wrote in the chat, and that is overthinking. Overthinking and jealousy, something that has haunted me for several of years, and I thought I had everything under control. You may be looking at me in these calls and you're like, oh, this Kimi, he knows what he's speaking about. Oh, he's so wise, he knows exactly what he's talking about. Trust me, I got so many issues you don't even know how to count them. you know and that is the part of being a human, and it's fucking awesome because it's our easy fucking war with ourselves just to get to know them. So I had it the other day where I was put in a position where I was very worried, and I started to overthink this so much, and I started to go into this kind of, I could see, I told myself, like, me back in the days, I would put on the TV, watch a series, or do something else to numb my brain. But this time I was so worried, and I just started to overthink this whole situation. So I had my cat at home. I was trying to just sit in the sofa and meditate, but she was just trying to play with me. So I was sitting on the table for the cat to not be able to reach me. I was sitting on the table, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put the TV on. I'm not gonna look at my phone. I'm gonna sit with these emotions and see what they're taking me. And those emotions, like, I was overthinking this so much. So now, let me tell you an example, right? If you have a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, has it ever happened to you that your partner is away, maybe not with you on a trip, or away with some friends, or on a party, or whatever it is, and you trust your partner? You know that he or she will not do anything with anybody else, or make you hurt you in any way. You know that. But anyhow, your mind tells you this fucked up ways that that person can hurt you, and you're starting to build up these pictures in your mind that, oh, I don't hope he's doing anything with anybody else. Why is he not answering my calls? Why is he's not reading my text messages? Your mind starts to make up all of this weird stuff that is not even logic, and then you start to overthink that, and you're starting to react upon those emotions. Do you know where I am? Do you know what I mean? Like, type the number 5 in the chat if this happened to you. Like, your partner is with a friend, and they're having a good time, but still you're like, uh-huh, uh-huh, so he's doing something with somebody else. Like, but no, dude, why do you even think that? It's never happened before, and it's not gonna happen. And why do you go into that thought? And that is our mind trying to work with us in some way. And I was sitting with my emotions, and it turned out that I got maniac. I got completely insane. I was like, I can't sit here. I need to do something. So I started to do sit up. I started to do, push ups. And I was like, fuck that. So I started to dance, a full crazy ass dance. And it didn't work either. I was still so furious in my mind. I had so much jealousy, and because I didn't get any response, right? And I was just thinking to this, and I was like, fuck, and I started to send messages, even if I know that the person doesn't have internet and can't read my messages. I'm still texting. Like, are you stupid? It doesn't matter. And I start to think about all of these situations and emotions, and I basically hurt my own ego by doing that. So I went into the shower, and I was like screaming in the shower. Literally, I was screaming in the shower. I was like, ah, I had so much emotions inside of me that just wanted to go out. And I can tell you, like, if my partner would have come home at that time, it would be a big fight, right? But because and she was coming home, and like, yeah, my phone died, and I just had a good time at the beach with two friends, and there I am here home. She's not answering my calls. She's out with the bike. I'm thinking, okay, did something happen, or is something fucked up, or does she doesn't want to be with me, or all these fucked up thoughts that comes into our mind. And I know I'm not alone with them. It's only I can speak about them. I am not ashamed of being jealous. I am not ashamed of being worried. I'm not ashamed for loving somebody. But for you to be jealous of somebody is not love. For you to be worried and need somebody to always check in with you and explain to you what they're doing, it's not love. Love is when you can set somebody free with complete trust because you can't change the outcome anyhow. Do you understand that? You can't change what's happening. You can't change somebody else's decisions. If you're with your partner and your partner want to fuck somebody else, I'm sorry, but you can't change that. To be completely honest, you can't change that. So you need to work with yourself. But it's the same thing as when you are close to an animal. If you are afraid of the dog will feel that you are afraid. If you go close to, to a horse and you are so afraid of this huge, powerful, big animal, then that animal will feel that you're worried and will be kind of distancing from you and on the edge. And when something is happening, they're gonna react in an animal way. It's the same thing. If you are worried that your partner or spouse or whatever is going to do something else and hurt you in that way, you're just afraid of being hurt. You're not afraid of them doing what they want to do. Yes, mistakes can happen. That is true. But it's how you deal with them. That is the biggest, quest or the biggest mission behind it. It's how you deal with this shit. So I learned that, wow, Kim, I thought that I had everything under control, that I had my emotions, secured. But fuck you, Kimmy, that's not true. You have a long way to go, and I'm working with these emotions. But I sat with myself and I was like, reflect, accept, let go, Kimmy. What emotions is going inside of me, what emotions is just fucking tearing my inside apart. And I felt this like worms inside of my stomach just walking, like making a world war number two in my belly, and I'm like, I just want to write, I just want to talk to somebody, I just want to scream to somebody, that emotions. And that is the same feeling that happens when you over leverage. It's the same feeling when somebody's hurting you, or when you do a fucked up mistake, or anything that can happen. And imagine you are loving somebody for who they are and for how they came into your life. Now, you love them for that, but you're not going to love them for how they go out of your life. Isn't that kind of fucked up and weird? It doesn't make sense. It's like you're buying a computer. I love my computer. I love my computer and I bought it and it's mine. I own this computer. It's my possession, right? This is my possession, this computer. But my partner, my girlfriend, right, she's not my possession, she's not my object, she's nothing that I own. She has her own spirit, her own needs, her own path. And if that path get crossed by a mistake or something else happening, I can't change that. So if I am letting my partner that I'm telling myself that I love to actually fuck up my emotions, that I don't love her, then I love the emotion of actually having her, not loving her. Do you understand the difference here? You shouldn't be in love in the end result of your trading journey. So Don from compliance is calling me right now. Yes, Philip, of course, man. Of course. So anyhow, love comes from you loving yourself. And I saw a picture on this that explained things so good. And if you love yourself, you love others. If you hate yourself, you hate others. In relationships with others, it's only you mirrored. So, what this basically means is that if you can't trust yourself, if you don't trust your partner, it's a mirrored reflection, it's a mirrored feeling of your own state of emotions, right? And I've saw this and I reacted wrong, and I needed to go through this. And this is happening for a lot of people. Though you don't have a time or you don't have the energy to reflect over it and really see, okay, what's going on and what's happening and how can I work with these emotions? Do you feel where I'm going here? So now, when this emotion of worry or jealousy comes into your veins or into your system, you start to overthink. You start to overthink if your partner wants you. You start to overthink what your partner is doing. You start to overthink if this is really right for you. You start to overthink stuff instead of keeping it very, very simple. Keeping it very, very simple and understanding that in a relationship, you got two vessels, you got two bodies, you got two persons, right? And if you love each other and you're having a great time with each other, and if you communicate that this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what we want, then you have a clear path. If this path is broken somehow and somebody get hurt, then you need to modify. If that doesn't add up what you want, then that relationship is over for you. And that is so easy because you have friends coming into your life and they are not here today. Isn't that so? Hello? Type the number two in the chat if you had friends that you loved over, like best friends in the elementary school or whatever, but they're not in your life right now. You know, you just growed separately. You just grow apart. And you maybe have a partner that cheated on you, and then you from somehow, isn't this weird? You're together with somebody hurts your emotions, and you telling yourself and that partner that you love that person. Wait, my computer doesn't charge. Give me a second here. Yeah, so isn't that fucked up, that you're telling yourself that you love a partner. You said yesterday that you love your partner, and then today something happens and you break up. And the next day you hate that person. You don't even love them no more in 24 hours. I mean, dude, you got everything. Like, you fucked it up here. you know, Even if somebody hurts you, you will still love them if you really love them. Like, look at my mom. That she still love me, it's like that's love, after every fucked up thing that I've done, and still she still says, Kimmy, you're fucked up and you're stupid, but you're smart and you will be successful, and I do love you. But she can't tell me that I'm stupid sometimes, and I am, and I love it. It's a part of me to be a little bit, not really thinking things through, maybe. And I'm working with that every single day. But if we are not reflecting over our emotions, then we start to overthink. And now we're starting to react inappropriate. We're starting to react rational. We're starting to take decisions upon the emotions that we get from we overthinking. And these emotions doesn't normally even exist. Have you ever been in the position that you maybe are, yeah, that's also a thing. It's kind of fucked up that I still love Philip, but I love him, you know? And he's one of my best friends, and I will always do. And even if he hurts me, even if he leaves me, even if he leaves my business, my friendship, whatever it is, I will still love what we had. I maybe don't love the actions somebody makes, and I don't want to have them in my space no more. That is okay, but I can still say that I love them or loved them. But the love will always be there, right? So now, if we go into the overthinking part, yes, the memories. Like if we go into the overthinking part, we need to understand that if emotion is created by you overthinking certain situation, it's the what's the society wants us to think, believe, or feel, right? Look at it from this perspective. You know, his it's so funny every time, because it's so easy. When we speak about this right now, it's so logic, isn't it? That it's so logic. And then we're like, the next day your partner is out on a birthday party or a woman's get together or whatever, and you're like the guy sitting at home, and you're like, yeah, my friends ain't going out, I'm gonna sit at home. Or you go out just to make your partner, just to be on the same page. Have you done that sometimes? Like your partner is doing something fun and you're like, fuck that, I'm also gonna do something. And then you randomly go out and do the same thing they are, but with your friends, just to do it, you know. I'm going out with my friends. You can go out with and you're like trying to, I don't know what's going on, but you're like trying to taking away their happiness by I'm gonna do the same thing so you can also be jealous at me. But if you love them, why would you want them to feel that emotion of jealousy when you know that you don't like it? It's like, what the fuck is going on? Isn't that true? Like, let's say like this. I'm a trader and I lose money, right? And instead of me teaching my students how to not lose money, to explain to them this is the emotions that I get and I don't want you to get there, instead I'm telling them like, guys, do like this and you will lose money. It's good for you. So now when they lose money, they will get the emotion. And I'm like, haha, you felt the same thing as I did. Yeah, a good fucking mentor, dude. 5 points, 5 stars. You lost it all, bro. You missed the point. The point here is for me to do things and make mistakes and make mistakes and then take my mistakes and educate the way that actually worked. Why isn't our relationship works like that? Why do you look at your mom and your mom telling you like, John, you did this, you didn't take the dishes, you can't go out, and you're like, what? And now you're gonna smash the door down, right? You're gonna hit the wall, and you ain't gonna do the dishes, and you ain't gonna do nothing good. Like, do you get back for me not going out? Why do we need to get back to people? Why do we need to do revenge on people? What is this revenge things coming from? The emotion of revenge is because hurt people hurt people. Write that down. Hurt people hurt people. Happy people makes people happy. And it's also kind of logical. But when you see these people getting hurt, going through landmines, failing in their life, maybe without, look at my mom. Wow, that warrior, goddess. But she got so many problems, and I've told you before, but really, really, she doesn't have money. During my entire like youth or when I growed up, we didn't have money, but I always was the one friend of my friends. My friends maybe lived in a beautiful villa, their dad was driving a beautiful Audi or a BMW or a Mercedes, beautiful car. They had a good work, both the mom and the dad was working, they were living together. And then even at that time, the one that had the most friends at home eating dinner, it was me. It was me and my mom prepping dinner for 12, 7, 6 friends of mine. And they were eating, they were coming home to us. It was an open house for my friends to just open the door and coming home to me. And my mom served them food no matter how. It was never this, we're eating, your friends can be in the room. Like, what the fuck is going on? No, it's your friends and they're in your home. Why should they be waiting while you eating your food? Invite them into your aura because now they're in your house. Otherwise, you're giving them some halfway kind of tactic, and that is not okay in my childhood, right? So she, no matter how small amount of money we had, she cooked the basic food, super nice with good spices and with all products from Ica Basic. It's like Willys Basic is it's a supermarket in Sweden. Their basic brand is super cheap. And she made it super good, and everybody loved her food, and everybody will come in there and Agneta, we want to eat your food. We just had a good time. And even if she had a small amount of money, she helped her friends with what she could. She invited her friends when they lost their apartment to basically take my room, and I was sleeping on the couch. I was pissed off as a teenager, but today I'm happy for it because I understood the value of actually helping without wanting anything in return. The only thing in return is the mutual respect you have for the deed that you did, the favor that you did, right? So if I invite Emil into my house, then the only thing that I normally want in return is respect, that he is not he's taking a dump in the toilet, not on my kitchen table, kind of obvious things, it's very obvious, when you need to go to bathroom, you go to the bathroom, like you don't shit in somebody's couch. Those normal essential ethics, that's the only thing you want in return. Professional respect, that's the only thing. Now look at this. When it comes to you, you want other people to respect you, but you don't respect yourself. You want other people to be good to you, but you're not good to yourself. You want other people to love you, but you don't love yourself. You want other people to be faithful for you, but still you are mistrusting yourself. You are the only reflection of everything. Everything that happens around you is a reflection of who you are. I have something that I want to read to you. So this is a sentence, or this is a, um, a text of a clip from Jay Shetty and his girlfriend. They're doing like this podcast on YouTube. You should check them out. And they're speaking to each other face to face in these kind of interviews slash podcasts about their relationship and what they've gone through and what they didn't like or what they liked, and their setbacks and their failures and what made them come where they are today. And was a sentence he was speaking about the relationship and having a time away from each other, and he says through through all of it, it was always Jo, klockan ett. Through all of this, it was always just about savoring those moments, really cherishing and realizing that we were in a building phase. So I want to address something here that is actually that I think will be a really interesting for people, as I talk a lot about like the 5 cycles of life that we will go through. So we have learn, experiment, perform, struggle, and thrive. Those 5 elements, I will repeat them: learn, experiment, perform, struggle, and thrive. Those 5 elements is the thing that he's speaking about, like the different stages you go through every year. And when we were in New York, we were in the building phase of my life, and we're both just getting married. Like, so what he's speaking about here, what I'm addressing to you guys, is that you have different stages in your life with your partner, external of your partner, and it's very easy to overthink those things. So if you are in a position where you are with your partner or a family or mother or a father or whatever, and they're telling you like, Ruth, you're working too much. You're working too much. You don't have time for your family. It's because they don't understand that you are in your learning phase. You're in your building phase. This is the phase where you take a lot of alone time. You do a lot of Antonia time. This is your personal private time for you to build up. That doesn't mean that you don't love your spouse. That doesn't mean that you don't love your partner. That doesn't mean that you don't want to spend time together with them. But when you start to force that things, when you start to force spending time with your partner, when you start to force that kind of things coming in, it's starting now to become more like a person instead of a relationship. And when that person starts to engage, it's like very, very fucked up. And why that is fucked up is because now we're starting to make demands on our partner to tell you every single minute where they are, because it's your emotions taking over, because you can't control the feeling of not knowing. So what I'm talking about, the overthinking part is connected with the not knowing part. And when you don't know, and when you don't have any proof, and when you're feeling that you are vulnerable, that is the emptiness of not knowing. And when you're in that state of not knowing what your partner is doing or what's going to happen in your business, what's going to happen around you, what's going to happen in your business, you lock down and you start to react irrational. You start to react upon emotions. And I've learned so much these days about my own emotions and to sit with them and understand them. and also how your emotions, if you are not really there with them, don't react upon them. So instead of you reacting and overthinking stuff in your business, in your personal life, in your partnerhood, whatever it is, instead of you reacting on it, then you start to ask yourself, why is these emotions coming up and what can I change it? So I learned one thing that I think is very, very powerful is that, and it was a picture that Malu posted, and it was from Osho, and it was like this. If you love yourself, you love others. If you hate yourself, you hate others. In relationships with others, it's only you, mirrored. And we have been speaking about this before. Everything that happens in your life is a clear reflection of your inner work and your inner state, right? Everything that happens around you is a clear reflections of your inner state. Now, check this out. If we are not in alignment of where we want to go, if we are not in alignment of who we want to become, we don't know that our partner is aligned with us. Do you understand what I mean? So for you to be able to understand your partner, you need to first get rid of your own emotions. And I have a hard time doing this, and I've been working with it, and I'm still in my learning phase. And from this case, I'm very disconnected, but I do understand the whole perspective of it. But then to understand it and put it into action, it's two different things. That's why I told myself I'm not gonna do anything else than sit with my emotions, work with them, and see what's gonna happen. So guys, now overthinking is a big part of our life, right? No matter if it's a relationship or if it is about an animal or if it is about business, no matter what it is, I want you to repeat something for yourself. I want you to reflect over the whole situation of you overthinking. And instead of thinking realistically or on your emotions, I want you to go in a state of mind where you only react on the obvious things. So I made a decision that I will only react upon the things that is proven to me. Do you understand what I mean? So I will only react to the things that are proven to me, which means if me and my partner is away from each other, it's no need for me to be worried. It's no need to me to feel or overthink this situation because nothing is proven to me. And sometimes the hardest emotion is when you don't know and when you can't prove something, because then it's only trust that is left. And you can never change something that somebody else's does, but you can change how that affects your feelings and how that affects your state of being, right? So now, if you look at other people making $1,000 in one HFX trade, and you are feeling jealous because you are only trading with a $1 or a $2 or whatever, now you're telling yourself, but I can increase to $5 so it goes faster for me to go to 1,000. I can increase to $10. I can increase to 20. I have $300 on my account. So $40 is not much to add. And I lose that trade. So now I wanted to double up because I'm regretting that I made that trade. So now you want to put in $80. Ciao. And now you're in a state of mind where you start to over leverage and you're going in a negative cycle of you taking trades that is not according to your plan. It's not a logical decision. It's a decision made upon your feelings. Isn't that so? Hello? You know, it's the same thing. And that is risk management. But do you have any risk management for your own feelings? Or do you let yourself get hurt every single day? You know, isn't that true? Isn't that true? Where is our own management? You want to manage your finances, you want to manage your business, you want to manage everything around you. You want to fix your home, make it beautiful, buy new stuff at IKEA. You want to manage stuff. But you don't manage yourself. You don't manage your own emotions. There, where is your management? It's fake. You know, it's fake. Right? Because if I can feel good, even if I know that somebody is hurting me or somebody is doing something negative to me, if I am letting that affect me and the things that I have around me, then it's the same thing as holding on to anger. It's the same thing like drinking poison. Like I'm drinking poison right now and I'm expecting Malu to die from it. Like this is poison right here. This is deadly poison. And I'm so angry. My anger is inside of me and my anger is the poison. And I'm drinking this. And I'm still super angry at Malu. And my anger is on her, but it's in me. So I'm drinking that anger and leave it inside of me and hoping that she's gonna die from it. How can she be affected of something that I drink? It's impossible.
How can she be affected of something that's in you?
How can she be affected of something that is in me? So what's gonna happen is now you're gonna start acting rational upon your own emotions and your own feelings, which in business wise you start to over leverage because you lost your first trade. So that I let myself be angry got now affected for me to take a negative action and destroy my trading account. For me to start to text weird stuff to my spouse or my partner and being angry and just making things up, it's the same thing. Now I'm starting to act rational upon my emotions, which will affect my partner's response to that, right? So if I'm starting to act irrational to somebody that is completely innocent, she will feel attacked. Isn't that so? And when she feel attacked, she will attack back or go into a defensive state of mind. And now because she's in a defensive state of mind, I think that she's hiding something, you know? And then you're like, in that fucked up way. And I see the same cycle happening in the trading area. I see the same spiral happening in the business. So I had some people fucking my business up, stealing prospects, stealing business. So I had a guy and a girl and like Enya Yildiz, a lot of people just doing bad things, illegal stuff. And they got 145 people to leave my organization in 2 weeks. 145 people to quit my organization in 14 days. Do you think I was like, yeah, but it's cool? No, it fucked me up. It fucked me, it fucked me up bad time, and then everything started to happen. But if I would start to react irrational by anger, I would love to do the same to them. In that state of mind, I would want to steal back. I would want to destroy, spread rumors, do all the things they do. But what do I win from that? Nothing. I will then start. I will give them a feedback from their actions, react with the same reaction, which will trigger them to do more and me to do more until somebody dies. Then we can stop living in this society and we can go back to the Indiana Jones times or the Viking times where we fight and the fight is not over until one of us dies. you know, Hopefully we're not in that kind of situation today. So what we can do is to do the complete opposite. What have I taught you about our conscious mind and subconscious mind? To be able to change your subconscious mind, you need to change the things that control your subconscious mind. And that is the habits, the neurological patterns that is created in our mind on a daily basis. So our subconscious mind is controlled by our habits, the things that we do by our routine. What happens now? If your brain, let's take, vad heter gräsklippare på engelska? Lawn clipper, clipper, lawn clipper, grass clipper, You know, lawnmower, mower. You know, the lawnmower. You know those electric machines that can go on a grass of lawn, like they cut your grass by electric. You don't need to push them. It's like a small little thing, and they're like, like going. Do you know which one I mean? A robot lawn mower, right? If you stand in front of that path that they are digital printed, their pattern is to go forward, and you stand in front of them, they will go and they will keep on pushing because that's the path that they know. That's the path that they know. That is the same thing. Your subconscious mind is built by patterns. If you are standing in front of them and just blocking them, you're just blocking the pattern. What happened now? If we take that grass lawn mower, electric robot shit stuff, right, and we just turn it around, and we completely reversed engineer their whole line of path, right? It will start to follow that path. Isn't that so? Because it knows how to go
Yeah.
forward. That's how it works. So it's up to us to reprogram that robotic path in our mind. So I told you guys, if you want to change the way you think, believe, or feel, change the way you
Yeah.
act, live, and take decisions upon. So if you want to change something, change everything. If you want to change the small things, change the big things. And it could be to change the big things, you need to change the small things, like brushing your teeth with the other hand, changing the way you eat,
Come.
increasing the amount of agua, water that you put into your body, adding some kind of vitamins, minerals, things that helps you increase, removing sugar, removing different things that helps you to go like a roller coaster up and down, right? By you changing that stuff, you're changing the bigger picture. So for me to for like Malu is super good at it. When I am getting in my angry mode or in my attack state, I'm not a guru, I'm not flying, and I'm not Aladdin flying on a mat, that's not me. I'm a normal guy. I'm 23 years old. I have a lot of fucked up emotions that I'm trying to handle. I am very much developed more than average. Yes, I would believe, but I'm not developed fully. Nobody can be that. But she's so amazing because when I'm getting angry and I'm like, huh, like in that kind of, when you want to argue or you, I don't want to argue, but you did this. But like, what the fuck? You just said you don't want to argue, but then you accuse me for something. you know, yeah. You're like, what the fuck? That's not logic, dude. Shut up. And it's so true. So it was the other day. I was super jealous, because Malu is a super beautiful girl, and she's just a pure light, right? And it doesn't matter, like guys and girls. I'm telling you, I have a hard time. I am not a jealous guy. I've never been, but with her, I have emotions that is tough because she's beautiful. She's a yoga teacher. She's spiritual. She's having a good time. We're sitting on the beach. I am sitting next to her. She's lying in my lap. And even then, guys come in front of her and say, "Wow, you're beautiful." And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong in your head? Dude, she's lying in my lap. It's clearly that she's my girlfriend. And you still want to tell her she's been like, what the fuck is going on?" I'm like, "Thank you so much for that. I'm a lucky guy." And he's like looking at me like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Like, the fuck. The only thing I want to do right now is murder you. you know the only thing I want to do right now is strangle you to death. Trust me, dude. I want to make a big fucking fight of this, but I'm not gonna let my testosterone gonna kill this moment. I'm gonna say, "Wow, good luck, dude," and just blink. And I'm like, "Oh," it's like I'm starting to get hot in my stomach. Like my stomach, it's like boiling water. You know what I mean? When it's like, that kind of sensation. It was. I'm like, then I'm starting to become angry at her that she is beautiful. And she's like, "I didn't do anything," and I'm like, "No, I know, but what the fuck? Does this need to happen all the time?" She's like, "What should I do about that?" Should I put poop on my face? What do you want me to do? I'm like, yeah, that's true, you know. She can change that, you know, and I don't want her to be change the way she look or the ADHD. Yeah, man. Wow. So it was the other day. I was driving. She was using my bike. I used a friend's bike, and I drove behind her. And a car pulled out, and a guy says like wait to her, and then the car went, and he is like that to her, and I'm in the bike behind, and she's just laughing and keep on going. The perfect choice, you know. She's not reacting. She says haha and goes, and I'm like, I just want to stop the bike in front of his face, put his face under the tire, you know, and just that's how angry I became. And I was like, dude, they don't know each other. They didn't speak to each other, and still you get mad. Why don't you get happy instead? And I'm like, bitch ass, that's my girlfriend, you know. And then I started to get proud. Then I'm starting to get, you know, fuck y'all, you know. I got it. So that's the emotions that I got into. Give me 1 second, please. Hello? Tjena brorsan. Vi är på väg ner om 3 minuter. Coolt. Tja. Yeah, so you know, Kim is venting to his fellow business partner. Yes, of course. Like I've already vented this. We have been speaking about it. Like I've gone through all my energies, my emotions, and everything. But I know that 89% of you know what I'm speaking about. You have the same emotions, if not even more. Right? And don't try to fool yourself like no, I never feel those emotions. Of course, no matter if you're a girl, woman, a woman or a man or a boy or a girl, doesn't matter, you feel them. And Amel, she's like, Kimmy, I'm also feeling it. It was the other day we were at the restaurant, and Amel were Malu were out buying food, right? And I was sitting there, and two girls came up and asked for my number. And Malu standing like and looking at me, and I could see she's looking at me, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, Kimmy, fix this good, you know. Like I spoke to myself, like handle this professional, you know. And I'm like, yeah, of course, but I do have a girlfriend. I do have a partner, and she's standing over there. And they're like, okay. And then they started to laugh. We just want to invite you both. You both can come to our bonfire tonight. And I'm like, yeah, I'm super super happy. You can follow me on Instagram and just send me the invitation there, and maybe we see us at the Banana Beach later on. She's like, okay, bye bye. If I like, no, I'm not gonna give you anything because I have a partner. Why? They maybe doesn't want to fuck me. That's not the situation here. They just want to maybe create a relationship, right? You know. So and Malu, she was only standing there happy, and she came to me and she's like, you handled it good. And I'm like, but you couldn't hear what I said. And she's like, but I could see on your body language what happened. And I'm like, trying to read me, you know. So I handled that quite good, right? And she's like, she's super calm, and she's like, Kimmy, if you're gonna give your number to somebody, how can I stop that? Should I take your phone? No, then I can't do my business, so that would be a bad thing, you know. Okay, should I take your passwords or tell you to not follow any girls, or you know, how stupid would that be? Should I put you in a prison where you can't live your life as you should live your life just because you're in a partner and you have a relationship with me? That's not logic. And I'm saying, nah, it's true, it's true. And nobody are of us in a prison, right? You can never tell somebody, don't cheat on me, promise you will never cheat on me. If that happens, so what? And it's sad to say, so what? Because that's the worst nightmare, right? But really, you can't change it. So if you now gonna start and be negative and overthink and starting to be on your nerves about it, you're gonna damage it. You're pouring energy, you're pouring water into that emotion and that energy, and now you will increase that state of mind. Now she will know every single time she go out. Now Kim is worried. So she will be in a state of mind where she know that I'm worried, and I will be worried because now I don't, you know, and then we're just in a worried kind of fucking cycle and nothing get changed. Okay. So guys, I haven't been looking in the chat, but we need to end the call. So in Germany, we tell you G. My man. We tell you, RG. Of course. Yes, sir. For sure. Reminds me of my brother. I love it. Like your girlfriend about the situation and she will be happy. Yes. Laugh like your girlfriend, right? Yeah, you should be proud of your girlfriend. I am. And it's what is very important here, guys, is can you repeat the 5 stages fast? Yes, it's experience, learn, experiment, perform, and struggle and thrive. So you have to learn about your partner, about your life, about your business. You have to experiment with your partner, with your business, with your life. It could be experiment in sex. It could be experimenting in time apart from each other. It could be experimenting in faith. It could be experimenting in not texting, only calling. You could experiment and removing this normal fucking society edges that we created, right? And then we have perform. You got to perform with your partner, your spouse, your business. You got to perform. You got to take action. You got to be in your building phase. You got to create, right? And then we have struggle. You have to embrace the struggles that you go through. And then I have another quote for you that it's super super crazy about that. Victory is the sweetest when you know defeat. Brandon Boyd that just smashed Chairman 100, sorry, Chairman 100 today or just today. He posted that on his story. Victory is the sweetest when you know defeat. I can't be happy for Chairman 10 if somebody just gave me the account because I don't know how hard it was to get there. I don't know how sad I would be if Malu was cheating on me until that happened, right? Or if it happened to me before. But I doesn't know the victory, right? The victory is the sweetest for me when I know the defeat. So for me, loving the journey to becoming a trader, it's the sweetest part of then getting to the victory because you've gone through several defeats. You've gone through several destructive struggles with your partner to get to that sweet spot. Do you understand where I'm at? So, guys, this call has not been that much about the spirituality. It's not has been that much about society that I'm normally speaking about. But I wanted to ventilate this with you because I've been speaking about it and I worked with my emotions and it's something I don't know. I just don't have a hard time speaking about my vulnerable side because if I'm only speaking to you about the things that I can control and my success and how good I am, then you only know the good parts, right? Then you only know the good parts. Trust me, guys and girls, I've done fucked up things in my life. But one thing that I've understood is that the real warriors gets created from the vulnerable sides. And I've gone so far by just telling people how I feel. And that's the biggest tip that I can give you. Tell your mentor, I'm feeling that I don't get enough attention from you. That is my emotions and that's how I feel. I'm feeling that I don't get enough support. And maybe I do, I don't know, but I'm not telling you if I'm not that you're not giving me support. I'm just telling you that this is my emotions. How can I work with them? Tell your partner, I am jealous when you don't answer, or I am, in a destructive, worried kind of state of mind when these things happen. So then she can or he can know that, okay, maybe I just send a text or I send a picture or something just to help you work with those emotions. And for you to go to your mother, to your dad, your sister, to whatever, and just tell them your straight emotions. Not like, yeah, but you don't know how sad I get. Instead, say, the thing is, my emotions creeps up on me and I'm becoming sad of that. Don't attack them. Don't put, like, if I'm feeling an emotion, it's not your fault. I'm not telling Johannes that it's your fault that I'm feeling this. The fuck? How is that logic, No, it's your fault that those emotions comes up, maybe acting upon that action that that person took, but it's still you that control your emotions, right? So guys and girls and people, this week I want you to try it out. I want you to really understand your emotions and I want you to try to be bleedy. I want you to try to be as weak as you can. I want you to try to cry. I want you to try tell your girlfriend your emotions. And if she or he reacts, just know that she or he was not in this call. They don't know what you now know. They don't have the knowledge that you now have. They don't have the wisdom that you now attain, right? So I'm telling myself when Malu is like, Kimi, you're working so much. Can we just do this? Doesn't happen too much. But when she says that, I'm like, I'm okay. Instead of like, but I'm paying the bills. Dude, let me work. Instead of saying that, I'm saying like, trust me, if I could choose right now, I would spend the rest of the day with you. But I need to get some things done to be able to be in pace where we are going so we can do this. Can you give me an hour? Can we compromise this? Can we do this? And she's like, all right, I'm jumping into the pool for an hour and then we're going down to the ocean. Okay, guys, that was the last thing. I hope you got some value from the call, and I do appreciate you, and I hope you appreciate me. So peace out, much love, take care, and ciao, ciao.